We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to send His blessings, peace on our beloved Prophet Muhammad, his household, his companions, his wives, and all those who followed him till the day of judgment. My dear respected brothers and sisters, fear Allah, and do know that to Him you shall return. And do know that the best of speech and advice is the advice of Allah, and the guidance of His Prophet Muhammad. And do know that each innovation is a misguidance, and misguidance leads to hellfire. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, throughout the Quran and the life of His Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, presented to us all that would lead to success and happiness in this life and the hereafter. And the Prophet ﷺ, throughout his life, he exemplified the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But there are certain teachings and instructions the Prophet ﷺ has put a lot of emphasis and highlighted as some of the basic instructions for a Muslim in order to attain that success that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised. And today, inshallah, we're going to follow the advice of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam in a hadith that he directed to his companions. And he said, these are words of advice that are haqq, that are truthful. فَدْرُسُوهَا وَتَعَلَّمُوهَا. These words of advice are truthful, words of sincerity, and words of iman. So do learn it, do study it, do spread it and propagate it. So the Prophet ﷺ is giving this advice special attention, special emphasis and focus, and yet commanding us to study it, to understand it and propagate it. And today, inshallah, if nothing but only for the sake of listening to the advice of the Prophet ﷺ and obeying his command, will do that, inshallah. It is narrated in the Sahih al-Bukhari and other books of Sunnah that Mu'adh bin Jabal radiyallahu anhu once has said, there was a day that the Prophet ﷺ came out late for the Fajr prayer. He said, احتبس عنا رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ذات غداة من صلاة الصبح حتى كدنا نتراءى عين الشمس فخرج سريعا فثوب بالصلاة فصلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وتجوز في صلاته فلما سلم دعا بصوته فقال لنا على مصافكم كما أنتم ثم انفتل إلينا فقال أما إني سأحدثكم ما حبسني عنكم الغداء. So Mu'adh bin Jabal radiyallahu anhu said, one day the Prophet alayhi salatu wassalam was late for the Fajr prayer. Till almost we started seeing the sunshine coming out. So they were concerned that the Prophet ﷺ is delayed. There must be something major that held him back from coming to the Fajr prayer. Then all of a sudden the Prophet ﷺ came out from his house and made the iqamah for salah and started the salah and made it short, was brief. And while immediately after he made the salam, he called on people that each one stay on their position, do not move. And then the Prophet ﷺ said, I am going to tell you, to explain to you why I was late for the prayers today. And the first lesson we learned from this incident, the manners and etiquettes of seeking knowledge. The Prophet ﷺ has taught him that each one hold to their position, do not move. And this is one of the manners we have to acquire, which leads us to some of the manners of Salat al-Jumu'ah, that when someone comes to the Jumu'ah, even during the khutbah, they should not busy themselves by anything else but listening to the advice and the sermon and the reminder. They shouldn't be busy with tasbih even, with their rosary, with their beads, or answering their text messages, or doing this and that. This is just in order to remind my dear brothers and sisters that that could be even a violation for the khutbah. And here the Prophet ﷺ, it wasn't even a khutbah, and he was telling them, إِلَى مَصَافِكُمْ, just to stay where you are, do not move. Why? Because he's telling them what he's going to explain, what he's going to say is something of a great importance and significance, and they need to listen to it carefully and attentively. Then the Prophet ﷺ turned away and starts talking to them. So he said, ما حبسني عنكم الغداة أني قمت من الليل فتوضأت ثم صليت ما قدر لي فنعست في صلاتي فاستثقلت. I got up in the middle of the night, made the wudu, and prayed whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has permitted me to do, to pray. And again, the Prophet ﷺ is not ascribing that deed to himself, that merit and virtue to himself. I pray. It is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has allowed me and gave me the tawfiq to pray. So whenever you need to do something, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you the tawfiq for, and Allah will grant you that tawfiq. Then he goes on and said, فَنَعَسْتُ فِي صَلَاتِي فَاسْتَثْقَلْتُ. I became drowsy, sleepy, and became heavy, and then I fell asleep. قال فإذا أنا بربي تبارك وتعالى في أحسن صورة. Then Allah revealed himself to me and I saw him at the best image, سبحانه وتعالى. فقال يا محمد قلت ربي لبيك. قال فيما يختصم الملأ الأعلى. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala then called him by his name, Muhammad, and he said, here I am, Allah, order me, ready to listen to your order. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala poses a question to him, what are the angels, al-mala'u al-a'la, the higher angels, what are they having dispute about? So the Prophet ﷺ answers, لا أدري رب, I do not know my Lord. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala poses that question 3 times and the answer was the same, that I do not know. Then the Prophet ﷺ says, قال فرأيته وضع كفيه بين كتفي حتى وجدت برد أنامله بين ثديي فتجلى لي كل شيء وعرفت. Then the Prophet ﷺ said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala touches me with his hand, puts it between my shoulders, and I feel that coolness in my chest. And then all knowledge was inspired into me, and then I became to know. Meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired him with that coolness of Iman and instilled in his heart the knowledge of everything subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Allah asked him again, قَالَ فِيمَ يَخْتَصِبُ الْمَلَكُ الْأَعْلَى قَالَ فِي الْكَفَّارَةِ. So then Allah asked him, then what are the angels are having dispute about? Then the Prophet ﷺ answers. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is showing us how important that question is. Even the angels were having a debate and a dispute. What is the most important virtuous deed in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? A question the Prophet ﷺ was asked 3 times and did not know till Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired him with that faith. with that knowledge, which tells us this is where we need to start. These are the basic characteristics of a Muslim to preserve and observe. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him that honor, which was a special revelation to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. So the answer was on the deeds that are reasons to forgive a person the sins and the errors. Al-Kaffarat, the redemptors, the things that redeem you in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قَالَ مَا هُنْ, he said, what are they? So the answer came as, which is things that may look insignificant in your eyes, things you might consider trivial. Is it donating $1 million? Is it sacrificing yourself for the sake of Allah? Very basic things. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, لَا تَحْقِرَنَّ مِنَ الْمَعْرُوفِ شَيْئًا. Do not belittle any good deed, because you do not know what is important and significant in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the answer came as, قَالَ مَشْيُ الْأَقْدَامِ إِلَى الْجَمَاعَاتِ وَالْجُلُوسُ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ بَعْدَ الصَّلَاةِ وَإِسْبَاغُ الْوُضُوءِ فِي الْمَكْرُوهَاتِ. These are three things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspired the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam with, and caused them to go late to the Fajr prayer to show us how significant they are simple things that people overlook and don't take as seriously, because they think the things to get you close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may be praying up all night, which is important, but Allah is telling you there are basic stuff that you need to pay attention to. Donating a great amount of money, that's important, but there are a lot of important deeds we're overlooking. So the answer was walking to the masjid to attend the prayers and congregation. That's one of the basic deeds that a lot of people think it is not important, because I can pray at home, such as I can pray in the masjid. But this is not what Allah is telling you. He's telling you walking, even during that time, making an effort, even if you have to exert some effort and to go beyond your basic what you can normally do to walk to your work or do that stuff. This is something you have to walk to the jama'at, one after another, not only one time a day. So the attending the jama'ah is one of the basic things that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala identifying as the most honorable deeds in His sight subhanahu wa ta'ala, and telling that to us through the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. And the second thing, coming to the jama'ah and staying in the masjid afterward. What for? In order to make the dhikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Listening to the advice and strengthening the bond between the Muslim brethren throughout the nation. And the third one, preserving the wudu. Making a perfect wudu even when you don't like it, the makruhat. When wudu is something you don't like, you feel discouraged to do it. Whether because of a weather condition, such as in a cold weather in the middle of the night, or whether you're busy with something else, you're in a hurry, you just want to do it and run away. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told you this is a ibadah. The wudu is not only an act of hygiene. That's a very basic little thing that consists part of the wudu. It is a ibadah more than anything else. Before everything else, it is a ibadah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you have to observe. And while you're doing it, you're preparing your heart to attend the greatness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you can have the khushu' in your salah. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, and what else? Beyond the kaffarat, these are the three things. What else? So there is another category that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells you is important and should catch our attention, and we should put forth effort in order to preserve. So the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam says, قُلْتُ إِطْعَامُ الطَّعَامِ وَلِينُ الْكَلَامِ وَالصَّلَاةُ بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ. So the answer of the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was that feeding people, offering food to people, needy and not needy, because you love them, because of friendship, because of everything. That's something to spread the love amongst the Muslim brothers and sisters. And that's to be good to others, to give back to the community. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants you to do. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala throughout the Quran mentioned the act of charity and giving away, even for the non-Muslims. قال ويطعمون الطعام على حبه مسكينا ويتيما وأسيرا. And they feed for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala the needy and the prisoners of war who are likely not to be Muslims, right? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted you to give those who are non-Muslims as well, because this is how you contribute and give back to the community and represent the goodness and the essence of the Islamic message as being good and mercy for all and not for us Muslims only. And then the Prophet ﷺ goes on and said, وَلِينُ الْكَلَامِ. When you talk gently and softly. This is what the softness of speech, the softness of words. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَقُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. When you speak to people, قُولُوا لِلنَّاسِ حُسْنًا. Husna is the best, the most beautiful, in the best way and the best manners. In a gentle, kind, and soft way. The Muslim should not utter any offensive word. Is not harsh, is not rough. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even to give us a better understanding, He said, describing the people of paradise, وَهُدُوا إِلَى الطَّيِّبِ مِنَ الْقَوْلِ. Allah will give them a grant in the day of judgment in paradise, that He will guide them for the best of speech. This is a great ni'mah, a great grant and bounty from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we should, inshallah, try to attain and observe in our lives. That's the character of the Muslim. Always soft. The Prophet ﷺ said also, لِينُوا بِأَيْدِي إِخْوَانِكُمْ. Be soft on your brothers when you're dealing with them, even in the salah, with their arms. Always lean. That is the characteristic of a Muslim. A Muslim is not harsh, is not rough, and is not tough, and is not violent. Always kind, gentle, and soft, especially for his brothers and sisters. And then, وَالصَّلَاةُ بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ. Praying during the night while others are asleep. This is a unique attribute and a great honor that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives to those elite of the people, the servants. And the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said, وَشَرَفُ الْمُؤْمِنِ قِيَامُ اللَّيْلِ. The status, the honor of the believer is attained by qiyam al-layl. For those who are looking for status, for respect, and for reputation, care what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about you. And care how you look in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And if you're looking for that true honor in the sight of Allah, the Prophet ﷺ said, your honor, your status is qiyam. And if you seek it somewhere else, then you're wrong. And you're seeking a false honor and a false status, because what matters is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala considers as important, and everything is false. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, Salli, ask me, what do you need? So the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam asks Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a few words what he thinks is important, and teaches us a beautiful dua that inshallah we'll learn in the second khutbah. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم فيا فوز المستغفرين استغفر الله. استغفر الله. الحمد لله حمدا كثيرا طيبا مباركا فيه. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على عبدك نبيك محمد وآله وصحبه أجمعين. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam to present his needs. his desires and his wishes. And the Prophet ﷺ, such as when Aisha asked him, if I observe the night of Qadr, what should I ask Allah? He said, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni. Oh Allah, you are forgiving, you are pardoning, so pardon me. And here the Prophet ﷺ is teaching us a dua, and he told us, this is how we started, that these are sincere, truthful words. Study it and teach it to others. And this is a dua that you need to learn and teach it to your family. So the dua that the Prophet ﷺ asked Allah through said, قال اللهم إني أسألك فعل الخيرات وترك المنكرات وحب المساكين وأن تغفر لي وترحمني وإذا أردت بقوم فتنة فتوفني غير مفتون. Say, oh Allah, I ask you the love to the meek, al-masakin, those weak and meek in the community that no one cares about, give me their love. It's the habit, the nature, the inclination of people to follow those who are of wealth and ego and status. Here, in the most intimate moments in the night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking the Prophet, what do you need? He said, grant me the love of the meek and the weak. In a different dua, he said, Allahumma ahyini miskinan wa tawaffani miskinan wa hshurni fi zumrat al-masakin. Oh Allah, make me live the life of the meek and the weak people, and make me die on that condition, and gather me in the day of judgment with them. Why? Because these are the people who get the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who gets the eye of compassion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and who are showered and encompassed with the care and tender of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are not people you should turn away from. These are not people you should distance yourself from. These are people the Prophet ﷺ asked Allah to grant him their love. And this is what we should do. And then he said, doing the good deeds and avoiding the bad deeds. And if you afflict people with a fitna, with a mischief, so take my soul to you in a condition away from the fitna. And the other dua is said, وَأَسْأَلُكَ حُبَّكَ وَحُبَّ مَنْ يُحِبُّكَ وَحُبَّ عَمَلٍ يُقَرِّبُ إِلَى حُبِّكَ. And I ask you your love, to grant me your love. And the love of those who love you, and the love of deeds that get me closer and nearer to you. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked, and this is what the Prophet answered. So the Prophet is really giving you the essence of the Iman and the shortest cut to get nearer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through these deeds and through this dua. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who are granted His love subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the love of those who love Him, and give us the deeds that gets us closer to Him.